The Biden administration is breaking the law to kill unborn Americans. And there's a senator who's objecting to that by saying the Senate has got to do its duty to make sure that generals are voted on one at a time. So guess who the establishment is more angry with? The Biden administration, Defense Department abusing the law and spending money they're not authorized to, or a senator objecting to it? Oh, you got it right. It's the senator objecting it. I want to talk about another issue that's important. It's the future of our military. Now, the House Republicans are passing a bill, a funding bill out of the House that would restrict the Defense Department from engaging in their, as I said, their monstrous critical race theory training, their racialist hiring and quotas and all of that. And also reaffirming that no tax money can be used to pay for abortions of service members and their families. And what the Biden administration had previously done was, despite significant federal restrictions and of spending for the killing of unborn human beings through abortion, they decided they could pay for service members to travel to states where it's legal to get abortions and compensate them. So a complete workaround from the law that prevents that from happening. And Coach Tuberville, the senator from Alabama, has objected to this. And the way he's objected to this as a senator, and he's in the minority in the Senate, so he can't necessarily get a vote that he probably is going to win outright, is by saying that if you want, if the Senate wants to allow the promotion of a general or other officers, they're going to have to do it one by one, because typically the way the Senate promotes generals is they do it en masse, right? So there'll be a bunch of generals that get promotions all at once, and so no individual general gets considered individually voting in terms of voting, and that allows the Senate to get them through, frankly, without sufficient evaluation, but without spending a lot of time. So what Tuberville has said is that as long as the Defense Department is going to break the law to kill unborn human beings, each general is going to have to be voted on one at a time. So the Biden administration is breaking the law to kill unborn Americans, and there's a senator who's objecting to that by saying the Senate has got to do its duty to make sure that generals are voted on one at a time. So guess who the establishment is more angry with? The Biden administration, Defense Department abusing the law and spending money they're not authorized to, or a senator objecting to it? Oh, you got it right. It's the senator objecting to it. Senator Tuberville, who is the hero of the moment on this key issue, is being pressured by many Republicans in the Senate, the whole Washington media establishment, and of course the pro-abortion left, who don't want anything to get in the way of their pro-abortion agenda, including your objections to the laws being followed for prohibiting taxpayer money from being used to pay for abortions, especially in our military. I mean, we spent more defense dollars killing unborn Americans than we have killing foreigners who want to kill us. And Tuberville objects to that. Now, the left is pretending that our military leadership is suffering because these generals can't get voted on. Well, whose fault is that? First of all, they can get voted on individually. So the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff nominees, Senator General Brown, who is extremely to the left on these critical race theory matters and should probably be voted down just separately, he can get voted on. They made big news. They were yelling the other day that the Marine Corps doesn't have a commandant for the first time in however 100 plus years. Well, there's nothing stopping them from voting a new leader of the Marine Corps. So this is all just gamesmanship, right? And Tuberville stands alone. He has other senators around him, like Mike Lee, who are supporting him, but he doesn't have support from Mitch McConnell and the leadership of the Senate. So this is what I think you should do. If you agree with me, maybe if you don't agree with me, you can give them a call. But call Senator Tuberville and tell him thank you. Thank you for defending life and the rule of law. And these generals that are attacking you, they should be out of a job for engaging in politics. And frankly, the generals that are attacking you and are complaining about this process, and I don't know how generals even want to serve in this current military given the way Biden's been acting and the policies they're being asked to enforce and abuse our soldiers, servicemen, and women with. But that's another matter. But call Senator Tuberville, let him know you support him one way or the other, and call your senators to support Senator Tuberville's position here on the rule of law. I mean, you may support abortion, that people have a right to have an abortion. You may support, but the law is that you can't use federal tax dollars to pay for it this way. And if you believe in the rule of law, you can still object to this, even if you support the killing of unborn human life in these circumstances. So call your senators directly as well, in addition to Senator Tuberville, to tell them what you think about this issue. Because there's going to be a lot of pressure. I understand next week it looks like the establishment Republicans are going to be pressing Tuberville again. But you know, I've seen him in person once or twice. He's not easily intimidated, but you know, he's all alone. And it's, especially if you're conservative on a principled issue like this, and you're on the wrong side of leadership, it is really hard. It's really tough. And you know, it may look easy from where you're sitting, but the way this town works, even if there are people who support you, they don't want to tell you they support you. So it's really an awful position to be in. So hopefully God is giving him the grace to get through it, but I hope you give him the moral and other support to get through it as well. So you can call the Senate at 202-225-3121, 202-225-3121. So not only support Senator Tuberville, but also congressional change, the House changes to the defense appropriations to ensure that these abuses of human life don't continue. The Marxist drivel of critical race theory is restricted, and our service members are otherwise honored and supported as opposed to abused and targeted. So thank God for Senator Tuberville. I hope you agree. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.